The thing is that if you are training every day to some capacity, whether it's cardio or training, you're not taking rest days and you feel like you don't need them, you're fucking not training hard enough. You need to train harder. That's like a blanket statement, yes, but it's true for almost everybody. Nobody should be training 7 days a week. And if you are, you're probably not training hard enough, because if you were training hard enough, you would be begging for that rest. And so typically anytime I take a rest day, I am like so happy to take it, because I've been pushing myself a lot, whether in training or cardio or both. And so I know that the rest day is good for me. And I like to think of it as a muscle protein synthesis day, where I use that day to recover and heal and repair the muscle that I damaged during training. So that's kind of how I like to think about it. And I know that it's hard to do that right away when you're starting out and you see people talk about training 6 days a week. Most clients that are first-time competitors that I've worked with, they come from a place of training that often, like 6-7 days a week. And sometimes it's honestly a struggle making them stop training that much. So, but every single person I've ever took off of a 6 to 7 day a week split, when they truly embrace it and truly learn to train hard and truly don't go against the training schedule that I give them, they just boom, they blow up and they get so much bigger, so much stronger. They get leaner in their prep when they're doing that. It's just, there's no reason not to take a rest day. So there's my rant on that. Okay, so the steak is in the bag. The steak is being cooked. This is like pretty much all the way in there. Yeah, I need to put it farther in there, but it is getting to temperature. I'm putting it at the 129 degrees. And so when it gets to 129 degrees, it's at 109 right now. Okay, so the steak is in the water, and it's probably, generally it takes about like 20-30 minutes to get to 129, or to be at 129 degrees for the water, and then for it to actually cook all the way through. So it is cooking right now, and I'm just making some sweet potatoes and cutting them so I can make some chunks. And then I'll also probably make some fries just for fun. So right now I'm just making fries. I really need to get like a fry cutter. I feel like that would just make my life so much easier. But I have been enjoying just like basic yellow gold potatoes, and I wanted to switch it up, so I got sweet potatoes. I'm a big believer in nutrient variety, even in a prep. Obviously, I don't want to go too crazy all over the place every single day, because that can actually lead to like too much variety in terms of your actual calorie intake. So I keep things pretty much the same food sources all week, or like for a period of time, basically until the food runs out. And then I change something simple like the type of potatoes I'm using, or the the fruit I'm using, or something like that. But outside of that, that's really the only variance. Or I'll do like shrimp instead of chicken, or something like that. So I'm not doing a bunch of different like snacks and shit like that every day like I used to. It's just a lot of simplicity. So okay, so one of the highlights of this week since I posted the last vlog was that I got a Creamy in my kitchen. So I finally bit the bullet, ordered a Creamy. I got it from Costco, which I felt like, or I researched, and it was definitely the best price. Like $189 or something like that, plus like $10 shipping. So a lot better. And it's the deluxe, and it comes with like 2 different, or 3 of the little cups or whatever. So I've been having a Creamy almost every night since I got it on like Saturday, something like that. And it is amazing. Like this invention, I'm so happy about it. And it came just in time for this prep. So I had been doing more like a little bit more carb dense on my last meal of the day. I would have like a bowl of oats or cream of wheat. And what the Creamy has allowed me to do is just like take a little bit of those carbs from that meal, still make that meal really enjoyable and satiating, but move the carbs a little bit into pre and post workout. So my pre and post workout meals have been a little bit bigger, just by maybe like 5-10 carbs, but every little bit matters when it's only like 190. And then I have like a protein creamy with like, I just do a protein shake base with Core Nutritionals Pro or a Fairlife chocolate shake or something like that, because I have some of those like ready to drink bottles. Stop. And I do it with Fairlife milk or almond milk, and that's about it. Usually I put some fruit in there, so like raspberries or strawberries, and that helps it kind of blend. And then I respin it twice, or I spin it and then respin it once, and then add mix-ins with a little bit of like extra milk, and it's perfect. So really, really happy about it. Louis here went to the vet today, and he got his Bordetella, and he got some antibiotics for his, he has a little belly rash or stuff. The other two dogs, they need vet appointments too, but that's on Austin. So I do really want to thank everyone for all of their just really kind words on the last vlog. I didn't even remember, honestly, like that, how like kind of just vulnerable, I guess, I was being with some of the things I talked about with like the week I had a couple weeks ago, and the, you know, some hard moments, lessons as a coach that I learned and things like that. But I had a few people compliment me on that, and it was just a nice reminder that I think all of us should have from time to time, which is just vulnerability is power, and vulnerability can get us so much more than we think we are risking. A lot of times people think that by being vulnerable, they're being weak. And that's just the farthest thing from the truth, because when you're vulnerable, whether it's to your following or to your clients as a coach or to your coach as a client, when you're vulnerable with your significant other or with someone really close to you, what you're doing is you're telling them that you trust them, and you trust that they will take that information and not use it against you, but use it for you to deepen the connection with you or to deepen their understanding of you. And so, you know, when I'm vulnerable with my fucking 700 YouTube followers or subscribers, or my 20,000 Instagram followers, that half of them are probably bots, but whatever. When I'm vulnerable with that, at that level, it's not so much about like trust, because obviously I don't trust that many people, but it's more just about like, I know that my vulnerability will help someone. And even if it's only like 5 people or 10 people or whatever it is, like I'm getting like 400 to 500 views on these videos right now. And even if it's that, I still know that it's making a difference in some people's lives. And that's why I do it, because I wish that I had this when I was first coming up as an athlete. I wish I had it when I got my pro card and I was feeling imposter syndrome as a pro, because what I feel now and the confidence and the light and the energy that I have now, it's so important for me in order to continue to grow and be a better athlete, be a better coach, be a better friend, significant other, everything. And I wouldn't be here without the journey it took for me to get here. I wouldn't be here without all of the struggles and the moments that I've had. And so sharing that struggle and sharing the failures, I think, is a really important part of success, because it not only teaches others, but it also teaches you. So now I can look back on these videos and I might cringe. I probably will, but I can always look at and see myself and be like, wow, she did that so I could be here. Because I look back on pictures that kind of elicit memories from my past, and I look at what she went through, like things like my divorce from an abusive marriage. I look at things like my failed pro seasons, or my, jobs that didn't pan out the way I thought they would at the time. And with every one of those things, every one of those struggles that I've had, I've learned something, and it's made me who I am today, and it's helped me become who I am so I can do what I'm doing, which I think is really important work with coaching and putting myself out there. So there you go.
Let's jump into some of these individual neurochemicals and talk about what they are. So we'll start with serotonin. Everyone's familiar with serotonin, I'm sure. Consider this the happiness molecule. It's a very balancing molecule. Nervous activity to kind of keep us in a nice steady state, really getting at least a minimum amount of protein in their diet to support muscle protein. That's kind of what we do. We might run lower protein, slightly lower protein diets in some situations. But for the most part, us compared to the general population, we'll probably...
Y'all, I didn't film myself eating that because I feel like it would have looked dumb as fuck. But that meal was so good. Like, it was so good. I made those sweet potatoes perfectly, and the steak was perfect. Oh my god. The steak was perfect, and it was perfectly seasoned, everything. Oh my god. I'm getting steak from that H Mart every time I go now. Like, that was not your average white person grocery store steak. That was divine. She has great glutes. For the YouTube. I did. I mean, I hear that. Mm-hmm.
What is going on?
Surprise.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what it is.
We are in the last update of week 7, 8, something like that. 8, 9, I don't know. But feeling really good. I haven't been on the vlog cam for a little bit this week because honestly it's just been a really busy week. I had 2 new clients start this week. That takes up a little bit more time. We've been working on switching gyms. So we did switch gyms. We're going to Recess Fitness now because honestly, in a nutshell, Cowboys Fit, the equipment is lacking. It doesn't give you a full range of motion for a lot of like the accessory movements. It's not you don't have as many angles on stuff like back equipment or chest equipment. And it's just like not as fun of a vibe. Like we go in there and we just feel like we're mostly surrounded by like normal people. So like people that are working out probably because they feel like they have to, instead of really being passionate about training. And even though I could train there if I absolutely needed to, if it was the only place to go, I would train alone if I had to. But if I don't have to, and I can go to a gym that has great equipment, really nice vibes, great amenities, doesn't allow tripods because they don't want a bunch of TikTok kids in there, it's like, I'm going to do that because it has more of what I need. And so that was kind of the reason for our switch. So we switched on Monday. We went there for the first time and went there yesterday to train back. And it's just like, we feel so much better. Like we love it there. So yeah, if you're in the Dallas area, Recess is a great gym. What was I going to say? Other than that, not a whole lot else going on. Last week for the update in terms of my plan, Mark didn't change much. He added in one thing in terms of more of like the fat loss, fat burning side, and then he added in, he changed my food just a little bit. So I had been at like all rest day macros, then he gave me a couple refeed days the week prior, and then he switched me to like a more basic training rest day split. So I think my carbs are 210 for training, 40 fats, and then 165 for rest days and 35 fats. So not bad at all. I'm still enjoying my food. I'm not overly hungry, not really food focused at all. I just kind of eat my food and do what I need to do. And it's not bad. So another thing too is like, as you get into prep and you start feeling the feels of prep, like hunger and maybe thinking more about food or whatever, there's the choice of like really leaning into that feeling and really, complaining about it, or just, feeling it and talking about it and thinking about how much you're feeling it. Or there's just fucking doing your job and life and not thinking about the fact that you're hungry when you literally signed up for this sport knowing that you'd be hungry. So I try to think about it like that, and I just try to stay busy. And, if I feel hungry and I'm in the kitchen, I no longer, this is something I used to feel very much so in prep, but I no longer feel like, oh man, I wish I could just eat something right now. And like, you start going through those ideas in your head of like what you could eat and what would sound good. Instead of that thought process, I really just focus on like, oh, I'm hungry. I could totally do something else right now and I could be somewhere else. So I'm going to go do that. Like, I'm going to clean the kitchen, or I'm going to go do laundry, or work on something that I've been putting off. And that always makes me feel better because it, A, makes me feel productive, but B, it takes my mind off of being hungry and it's like an act of mindful reminding, if that's a thing, of just what I'm doing this for. Is like, I chose to be hungry, I chose to do this, and prep is a fun sport, and it is amazing in so many ways. Bodybuilding is a fun sport, not prep. But yeah, it comes with sacrifice, it comes with discipline, or it has to come with discipline. And yeah, so that's part of what that means, is like actually practicing the discipline and not giving in to any kind of weaker feelings. So that, I think, is like really the only update for you guys. We did start some other fun stuff this week. As of yesterday, I was like 2 pounds down from last week, feeling really good about that, feeling good about where I'm getting to in terms of making progress every week with getting leaner. And yeah, now it's time to kind of start growing into prep and maintaining the muscle. And I'm really excited because this is new for me. I've never had a prep that was enhanced, or where I was enhanced during a prep. And I know I get lots of great comments about gear, steroids, my voice, and I hope people realize that like any negativity you give me, like I just see it as engagement. And so go ahead, watch. I'm happy you're here, happy to have you. But I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this because I know what I'm doing. My coach knows what he's doing, and I'm really proud of myself. And I'm also like, people who think that they're hurting someone by commenting something like steroids or her voice or something like that, I don't think they really realize that like, it's not like I don't know that my voice is a little different. It's not that I don't know any of these things, right? Like, I'm doing this willingly because it's part of what I love to do, and it's a progression of the sport for me. So yeah, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about anything that I'm going through, good or not as good. So yeah, anyone who has gotten hate about that as a competitor knows what I'm thinking. And if you ever feel bad about the haters that like to comment on whatever you do or don't do, like, just remember that they're just sitting there watching this from wherever they're watching this, and they think that something will come of making a comment about something you do that has no like impact on their life, them or their life at all. So think about that. Like, that sucks for them, that they think that it's a good thing, or that like something is happening. They think it's worth their time to put a negative comment on a stranger's YouTube channel. Like, their life kind of sucks. So, sucks for them, right? Okay, I'm gonna go get an oil change. I'm gonna get my Texas inspection done. I'm gonna probably do some cardio, maybe outside if it stays nice, and yeah, go about the day. So thank you guys for following along on the blog. I'll have another update for you in 1 to 2 weeks. Thanks for watching.